Hey there, I'm Alyssa, and this is Speak Brown Girl, where we speak our truth on Black women, relationships, and religion. I'm a divorced mom of three littles, a digital marketer, and a theologian. I'm a feminist, womanist, and a strong Black independent woman. I like my comedy sarcastic, my traveling frequent, and my dancing a little hood.
And I'm your co-host Star, a nonprofit professional by day and a real estate entrepreneur by night. More importantly, I am a new wife, a sister, a daughter, and a friend, connoisseur of spicy food, good coffee, and Black culture. I stand for the gospel, Black liberation, and head wraps. I am unapologetically a Black Christian woman.
And I'm Marvi. I'm a senior administrative assistant, actress, and woman of God. I enjoy exploring, game nights, meeting new faces, and anything animal related. And Black music, culture, and church are where I find the most joy. Welcome.
I feel like you were about to hit us with the I enjoy long walks on the beach.
I was about to go into that because I got lost. I'm also single. Mingle.
But I have 300 things on my list that you must meet first.
It's true. We'll talk later.
Thank you guys for joining us. Before we get into today's topics, we do want to let you know that Speak Brown Girl is now on YouTube at Speak Brown Girl Podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. And if you are a new or faithful podcast listener, hey there, I'm Alyssa, and this is Speak Brown Girl, where we speak our truth on Black women, relationships, and religion. I'm a divorced mom of three littles, a digital marketer, and a theologian. I'm a feminist, womanist, and a strong Black independent woman. I like my comedy sarcastic, my traveling frequent, and my dancing a little hood.
And I'm your co-host Star, a nonprofit professional by day and a real estate entrepreneur by night. More importantly, I am a new wife, a sister, a daughter, and a friend, connoisseur of spicy food, good coffee, and Black culture. I stand for the gospel, Black liberation, and head wraps. I am unapologetically a Black Christian woman.
And I'm Marvi. I'm a senior administrative assistant, actress, and woman of God. I enjoy exploring, game nights, meeting new faces, and anything animal related. And Black music, culture, and church are where I find the most joy. Welcome.
I feel like you were about to hit us with the I enjoy long walks on the beach.
I was about to go into that because I got lost. I'm also single. Mingle.
But I have 300 things on my list that you must meet first.
It's true. We'll talk later.
Thank you guys for joining us. Before we get into today's topics, we do want to let you know that Speak Brown Girl is now on YouTube at Speak Brown Girl Podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. And if you are a new or faithful podcast listener, thank you for coming. Don't forget to rate and review our show. We have some really good things in store for you today, this episode. This is going to be, I think this is the end of the Black romantic comedy series, Black rom-com series, right?
Yeah.
Or was it more? Is this it?
This is it.
I think this is it. So we're going to end that out reviewing the LoveBirds, which is Issa Rae's newest rom-com, interracial rom-com with an Indian man. And it's on Netflix. And before we talk about that, though, let's go with Star on In the News. What do you have for us, Star?
So in the news, we have Offset, who gave Cardi B a lavish birthday gift. He gave her a black Rolls Royce SUV, and it cost $330,000. And if you don't know that, recently Cardi B filed for a divorce from Offset, then you know, and that's why this is actually news. And when that happens, guests yelled, "Take him back," and "Black love" in their direction from the crowd. What do you think?
Oh my God. I saw on Twitter, this girl was like, I hope she take all the Offset gifts and still divorce him.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm here for that. Because he is very, very manipulative. And he has shown over and over again narcissistic behavior. Like, remember first time she left him after he cheated and he popped up on stage?
Yeah.
And like, that was supposed to be like the biggest moment for her, and he popped up on stage and made it about him. And now you popping up at her birthday party, offering her a car she can buy herself. Let's be real here. She can buy the car herself. She can buy the custom baby seat herself. You're popping up after she decided to leave you because you won't stay faithful. And you're doing this performative act again and making people say, oh, Black love, take her back. I mean, take him back, take him back. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I think it says a lot about how our culture views Black love. Like what Black people are calling Black love, I don't believe is love. Like, this is the reason why we're doing this series. We are over here praising struggle love. We are praising buying gifts to get back into good graces. And that is not love. I am sorry. Yes, people have gifts as their love language, but you out here being a whole trifling mess and expect me to take you back because you got me a gift. And then you have all these people out here screaming like, oh, Black love, Black love. No, fam. Where's the love? Where is the love? There's no love in that. I'm sorry. The struggle love, if you want to call it love, but it's definitely not love.
It's definitely struggle love from a woman who definitely she has more money than him. Like, hands down, she has no more money than him. So there's nothing, absolutely nothing that he can give her that she can't get herself, including a faithful partner.
I saw something that said, Black men will literally do any and everything except hold themselves accountable for their actions.
Except do the right thing.
He will do anything except not cheat. You will buy her almost $500,000 car. She doesn't know how to drive. She said that.
She don't know how to drive? I didn't know. Oh, snap. I didn't know she didn't know how to drive. You know that song, I will do anything for love, but I won't do that. I feel like that's like, I won't stay faithful. I will do anything.
Not cheat.
Like, what? I don't get it. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
That's in my spirit.
And I know with Cardi B, she said that she had been in so many really like toxic and dysfunctional relationships before that that when she met Offset, she was like, oh, this is the first person that like really invested in me, because like he's on her label, you know, like I think he is part of like, I don't know, I think he has like rights to her records and like all that stuff. And she's like, he's the first person that like really invested in me and loved, like showed her any kind of love. Like, and I think that sometimes we're so desperate for love that we just accept whatever form it comes in, even if it's dysfunction and toxicity. You know what I mean? And we're just like, oh, this must be what love feels like. I'll take it. Absolutely not. Absolutely.
Well, that's all I gotta say on that.
And that's just that. What was that eye roll, Marvy?
No, I just said let's do better. Come on, women, let's do better.
Let's do better, but then let's also, I think that in order for us to be able to do better, we have to recognize the need for doing better. We have to recognize what toxicity looks like and dysfunctional relationships look like. And in order for us to do that, we need to be in therapy.
We need to love ourselves and know our worth, know our value. And I should actually preface that with saying, no, men do better. Like, men definitely do better. Like,
yeah, for sure. For sure. I think that, yeah, I mean, they'll only do what we allow them to do. And when you allow it the first time in dating, they will continue to do it. So, yeah. My question before we end this segment, do you think she's going to take him back?
Yeah, the way she behaving for him, when people be talking about him.
Like dancing all on him, and I was like, she gonna take him back.
I would like to believe that she's not. I'm
Team
Cardi.
that too.
I'm Team Cardi. I want to believe that. I believe that she's actually gonna go through with it.
I mean, we want to believe stuff.
Yeah, we all want to, but at the end of the day, that's her life, and I don't really. It won't pay me no. Never mind. Either way she go.
Give me no extra dollars.
Yeah.
Well, there we go with that.
Yep.
I hope she doesn't though. I think she can do way better. He can't do way better because, like, I mean, if you think about in terms of like success and like, you know, not just like looks, or obviously I don't know her personality, but like, I don't know how people be like, you know, oh, I'm gonna upgrade from you or whatever. I don't know if that's feasible. Like, I mean, he can get a video vixen and then, you know, lower his standards.
Sky's the limit. Sky is the limit.
Okay. So, Marvy, with the Let's Weigh In, what are we weighing in on?
Well, we can weigh in on this discussion that I had with this white man that I met on this here app.
I thought we were doing Black Love.
Oh yeah, you're right. We are.
Oh no, let's do that.
I mean, we can still do Black Love. You want to do Black Love first while I look for this text?
Sure.
Thanks.
I know none of the couple's names. Y'all know that. Oh, except Jamil Hill. All right. What do y'all have to say about Black Love Season 4, Episode 2? Give me something good, y'all.
Give me something
good.
good.
There was one couple, I mean, I didn't get to, not gonna lie, I didn't get to watch the whole thing, but it, you know, there was definitely some cute moments. The couple where the young man who sounded like Jay-Z, that's all I could think of. Y'all know who I'm talking about? The guy that sounded like Jay-Z. He said he's from Trinidad. His family's loud. That one. I don't know if y'all got that far in the episode. But anyway.
Yes, I got that far.
Yeah. The fact that he thought he could buy himself time by getting an engagement ring. So that was interesting to me to hear, because there are a lot of guys that, you know, they want, I mean, I get it. I get where he was coming from. He wanted X, Y, and Z in place because he really cared for this woman and wanted to be able to take care of her properly. So he thought that, like, by locking her down, at least locking down his good thing with an engagement ring, basically putting all of his money towards this engagement ring, that would keep her, and then it would buy him time to, like, get the job that he needed to provide the life that he wanted for them to live. And basically she was like, nah, why would you ask for my hands if you wasn't ready? You know, like, this don't make no sense. And I think that a lot of people, I'm not sure, actually, I wouldn't say that there's a lot of people that I've run into that have done that's the intention, that they, like, just give them the ring to lock them down. I know that, yeah, I'm sure that there's people that do that, but I haven't had any personal experiences. But I think it's very important for men to really know what they want and to be able to trust that what they have is special, and to communicate with her, just like, hey, this is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm thinking. Like, I really want to provide this life for you. Do you want to wait around? Like, are you willing to wait on me to have X, Y, and Z? Or is it more important to you that, you know, I make this commitment to you and make sure you know that I'm serious by giving you this ring? Like, have that conversation first before, like, you just go into it in your own mind as being like, all right, I'm get this ring, lock her down, and then, like, you know, then I'll try to catch up. Because what he ended up saying later was that doors started opening up for him, like, you know, where jobs wasn't working out and all this stuff. He got his good thing, they did the right thing, and then all of a sudden doors started opening up, and he's like, wow, that was, like, really a God thing. Like, yeah, if you stop leaning on your own understanding and just being like, nah, I gotta have X, Y, and Z, and just really trust God and be like, God, if you know, what is for me is for me. So if I believe this woman is for me, I believe that she'll stick around and we can make this work. So yeah, that was an interesting story to hear. They were a cute couple. You said what?
What's his name?
I don't know. Do you know his name, Star? I don't recall his name.
Yes. 1 second.
Trini. We're going to call him Trini.
His name, I got you his name. Just give me, his name is Kareem.
Kareem. Same thing. Trini, Kareem. See, it sounds the same, right?
I thought they were cute though. I mean, they met in high school, so I can understand. I mean, I think it was stupid. I like the fact that she called him to task and she said, "Why would you propose to me if you weren't ready right now?" Mm-hmm. She wasn't letting him like cop out of that. So I like the fact she's like, "Well, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but you already proposed, so you got to be ready if you're gonna pull that." And then he said that after he got married, things started to fall in place. It actually gave him more drive. Like his life has drastically improved from getting married. Which I was like, yeah,
we know that.
we know, we got stats on that. She upgraded you. That's typically what happens.
You know what's surprising to me? That Bill Bellamy is, first off, with a Black woman. That's first off.
You're surprised that he's with a Black woman?
Yeah, let me tell you why.
Okay.
Who? Which one?
Bill Bellamy.
Were they in this episode?
That's what I'm like.
Season.
You said what?
They're in the season.
In the season. Okay, so you want to talk about Bill. Go ahead.
I said it's very surprising that he is with a Black woman, because in a lot of the roles that he played in, he was like a player and he disliked Black women. Like if I think about the brother, is it the brothers? Yeah. He was in there and like he was like dating white women. Oh, and every role that I've seen him in, he's always been like a player. So to see him in a different light was like very nice. I still don't know the person you're talking about. I know what I remember I watched the episode, so I remember it, but I don't remember names. I barely remember my children's names. And that's serious. And their birthdays. But this episode was about like being newlyweds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wrote down some questions. This is me we're talking about. Do you believe in like the honeymoon stage in relationships or marriages? Don't just give me a yes or no, y'all.
No, I'm confused. Like you're asking, is there a honeymoon stage in both a relationship that's, you know, you're not yet married, and then there's also a honeymoon stage in the actual marriage relationship?
Yes. Where it's like in relationships, like, oh, this is new. I feel butterflies, blah, 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 blah. And people, you know, and it's like so new and fun and blah, blah, blah. And even the same in relationships, like, oh, this is new and fun, blah, 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 but it'll wear off soon. That's what people tell other people. Enjoy the honeymoon stage, it'll wear off.
I think that yes and no. I think that telling people that it's gonna for sure be a honeymoon phase can set some people up to think they're doing it wrong if they don't feel that. Because I think that depending on like some people, and I think that like, so Jasmine and Dule, she was like, people said, you know, the first year is the hardest, and she was like, what are you talking about? But that doesn't mean that it won't. So for some people, the honeymoon, like the time you're supposed to be having a honeymoon stage, could be the hardest part of your relationship, especially depending on like, there are people who like have never lived with the opposite sex. There are people who've never had sex before they got married. There are people who like don't like people in their personal space and they're with someone who does. And so just this is sheer like act of being married and what that comes with could be a huge culture shock for some people in marriage, right? And so like I think there is a honeymoon phase, like for a lot of people, yes, but I think that like the length of that could look different for different people, and also that doesn't mean that there isn't difficulty in that season as well, because a lot of people, their first year is really hard. Some people it's like, oh, that was a breeze, but in year 3 it got crazy. And so some people like it gets better after that, like we got through this rough patch and then it just feels like we've been on cloud 9. And so I just think it's tough. And I think that when people say that, it can also feel dismissive when people are having like either joys or troubles. Like it feels like you're dismissing, like, oh, you're on the honeymoon phase, or like we aren't doing work, or like it's easy, or even saying like y'all on the honeymoon phase, so like whatever y'all doing with is not that big, where there are marriages that don't last past the first year. And so I think it's like I think it's important that we don't like project onto other people's marriages what phase we think that they are in, or what phase we think they should be in, and what that might look like for them, because it could be like some of the hardest times or some of the best of times. It really is largely subjective, in my opinion.
Yeah, and pushing like your own experience, your own personal experience, and the things that you've been through on someone else. Enjoy it now. It's the honeymoon stage. They may not ever get out of the honeymoon stage. They may be 60 years. Well, that's a long time. 40 years in marriage. I don't know if somebody's gonna live 60 years. Anyway, it might be 40 years in marriage and still giggling like they just met. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But by saying that to somebody, you're telling them to expect the worst. And nobody wants to go into a marriage expecting the worst. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's going to take hard work, but nobody goes into it wanting to like expect the worst, or like, oh, this is going to be terrible. Brace for impact. Like, who wants to do that?
So speaking of Jasmine and Dule, I thought it was funny because she was like, yeah, we were friends for a year, and it wasn't anything. We were just friends. We didn't date. I'm like, girl, y'all dated for a year. On your side, y'all were friends for a year, but on his side, he was just buttering you on up. He was buttering you up the whole time. She was like, yeah, he would just tell me about his heartbreaks, and I would just listen. We were friends. Like, girl, no, y'all were dating.
I saw this thing on Facebook that was like, this girl was like, so when a man invites you out by himself, does he invite you out as a friend? Somebody was like, we don't invite you out as a friend.
Oh, wait.
I was like, that makes sense though. Like on a one-on-one, like a one-on-one type, unless we aren't interested in something else.
I feel like if you're going out with a guy one-on-one and is no that.
Are you having some revelations over there?
Mm-hmm. She is.
Yes, you are.
She was like, so what is that? No. But like, so for it not to be a date, it has to like happen by chance. It can't either has to be explicit, or y'all already had a friendship that existed before, so y'all, it's like everyone's clear about what this is, so it's not weird, because some people do have those types of friendships. Or it has to happen by chance, like, oh, I'm going to this place. Oh, yeah, I mean, if you would, like, it has to really happen by chance. But if he's like, hey, I was thinking, we should go to, where do you be going all the time, Marvelyn? We should go to the High Museum. We go to the High Museum.
Not out there. I
put you in there because you always taking people to the High Museum.
That happened one time, my G.
So what's the other one?
No, there's no other place. I don't go nowhere else.
That happened one.
Dang, somebody listening to this like, oh dang, she asked me. I wasn't the only one.
My G, we doing this?
No, for real though. See, that's why I don't tell them about this podcast. See,
I'm messing up your game. He was like, yeah, I wasn't the only one. I'm like, girl, she is a regular, but not because you go by yourself. I'm not saying it like you got the same, game. That's just your frequent location.
Anyway, moving on.
You see on movies and TV shows where like you think a girl thinks she's special, and then like she finds out that the guy takes everybody there. It's you, Marvy.
That's literally because you know why? Because I have a membership there and it's free for me.
Right,
so
that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. I said you go there anyways.
You're right. Anyway.
Is it free for you to bring your guy?
Huh?
Is it free for you to bring your guy?
It's $5 if I bring a guy or a friend.
And you make the dates cheap for them. You gotta stop going there for your own sake. Let them take you somewhere you're not free.
Don't keep setting
I'm not going back anymore just because with no guy. Just
Okay,
because.
well, you know, you got a clean
Part of
slate
love.
anyway, so we good. We good. They all
Don't be
gone.
part of love.
Okay, so Nicola and Roxanne, what y'all think of them?
I don't know who that is.
Nicolay, the two with the accents, the models, right?
They were they met in Cape Town, South Africa.
Yeah. Weren't they both models?
That's the man and the woman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nicolay, right?
I wouldn't have thought he would have came back for me.
The way they were so sweet.
Wow.
He said he promised to give it all, give it his all. Like, I promise you.
He did. Like, I don't
want
care
that to make this work,
girl.
girl.
That's the kind of effort I need. Okay, be on my head.
He's like, I promise, I'm gonna give it this thing, everything I got. He didn't use it as an excuse. You know, some man, you know, it's long distance. I don't want to do long distance thing. I don't want to tie you up. He said, "Oh, get this thing." He said, "Well,
they hug goodbye." Now that would have been a little off-putting for me. I'd have been like,
yeah, I put it LOL. So I didn't. It wasn't funny, but I said he cried first. LOL in my notes.
No, that's sweet.
Cute. No, I said LOL.
Watching, we are perfectly fine with men expressing their emotions.
Yes,
we actually
absolutely.
encourage it. We're just
No, I laugh at that because she was like, you know, I'm a strong woman. I can't be out here crying. And then she was like, then he started crying. Like, look at you trying to be strong for him.
That was sweet though. If I saw the guy I was talking to start crying because we were leaving, I would know that it was real. I would know.
Because you sometimes you have like those vacation bays that you meet a guy when you know, like somebody's traveling and then they stay, then y'all leave and y'all don't talk no more. So him crying was like, oh no, you didn't just see me as a little, look at Marv, as a little 2-month fling. You really was trying to make something happen. Marv was like, all right, bye. We have fun together. Had a little tour guide. I've done that before. I'm not gonna lie. I've had a tour guide somewhere that I went and I was like, all right, bye, thanks. It was so fun. So much fun.
I had one guy that like I shed a tear a little bit when he left. Not gonna lie.
Aww.
That's what that hiding was. That was the annoying, and he was not worth it at all. Anyway.
But they were cute. She was also a single mother. There were a few single mothers on here. I think Jasmine she was a single mother as well. Because they said they had a baby right away because they weren't young, so they had to get that thing in there.
That's right.
There was a theme around the woman making more than the man on this episode. Yeah. Jamel and Ian talked about that, and also I think Brandy and Kareem talked about that as well.
Yeah.
And Jamel and Ian, she's older than him.
Yep, she's 5 years older than him.
And you know, that's all I get is our young guys. So maybe.
He looked a little sweaty to me. It was getting on my nerves. I'm like, I can't look at him. Let me look at Jamel.
He was nervous.
Okay, I'm just saying. It made me uncomfortable.
Men can't have emotions. He can't be nervous.
Men can't have emotions. I've seen David cry early when we were dating.
Aww.
I'm not saying that. I just thought it was funny because she was like, yeah, I gotta be strong. And he over there crying. It's funny because he was trying not to cry. And then he started crying. She's like, I guess we crying then. All right.
She also had an issue with him being the breadwinner. Do you remember that part where she was just okay with it? I think too, a lot of times, not all Black women, but like we're so used to just doing us on our own that to have a man come into the picture and like want to and be able to pay for things is just like, I don't know, can I even trust you to get this right? Like this feels weird. Like I'm supposed to have my stuff together and take care of me. Like, so I get where she was coming from. It's a weird.
I don't know.
I like Roxy.
I like that at all.
Oh shoot. Yeah. I'm
not like that at all. You can come take care of all this. Okay.
Oh yeah, I don't mind either. I'm like, as soon as me and David got married, I'm like, oh, I put in my notice for work a few weeks before the wedding. I'm like, all right, so the wedding is November 2nd, so my last day will be October 15th.
I'm just like, we're done here. Okay. We are done here. Listen, my only issue is the men that I've encountered, they want to come in and commandeer something instead of
bringing to the table.
I said bringing
something to the table.
No. They want to come in and commandeer instead of instilling trust in me and the relationship and saying, hey, trust me and I can take care of this for you. Instead, it's like, oh, I'm the man, let me do this. And it's like, I'm just supposed to hand it over just because you have a penis? Like, no, I've taken so long to be able to build this up and to be able to do all of these things. You have to just work at building that relationship and that rapport with me to the point where, you know what I mean? I trust that if I hand this over, that you're going to do with it exactly what you say you're going to do. If that makes sense.
Agreed. Yeah, no.
I'm like, oh, wait, I'm married now? Oh, I can't lift that. That's just way too heavy. It's like I lost all muscle and all handiness as soon as I got married. I don't know what happened. It's just like it naturally happened.
But like we've talked about this before on season 1, where he built that rapport to where you could trust him to take over. And you know, I think that, remember we talked about
I remember talking about that. Oh. I was just thinking back. I was trying to think back to say like, okay, this is how he built trust. I don't remember in detail, but
yeah. I mean,
I remember the conversation we had. I was thinking back to the beginning of me and David's relationship. That's what I was trying to think. That's what I was like,
oh, okay. What happened? I don't think we talked about it in detail, but we did talk about like building trust to whereas the woman can actually trust you with handling that, you know, and that's a lot.
Agreed.
Because when I was dating that one guy, he who shall not be named, when he came over my house, it's like, oh, when we get married, this gotta change, this gotta change, this gotta change. And instead of saying like, hey, let's do some of these things together, or what about if I did this, or what about, you know, instead of just like building rapport with me and investing like in me to the point where I'm trusting you with certain things. Because what it came off as like, oh, all of these things need to be changed because you're not doing something correctly. And it's like, F you, bro.
So what y'all think about Ian saying that they were dating for years before it hit him? Like, oh yeah, I want to marry her.
The one that was like 4 years, they were
gonna marry her, but when people were asking, he was like, "Oh yeah, I mean," he said he already
was in the barbershop, and it had been 4 years. It was 4 years before it hit him. I wrote those words verbatim. He was like, "Oh yeah, she's who else would I marry? Like 4 years, bro, before it hit you." And they were grown. I could see if they were like, you know, but she was already 5 years older than him, and they were alumni. So I'm like, carry the one. Y'all you too grown to be taking 4 years, bro. But if that's what y'all, you know, everybody's relationship is different as far as like they might have already lived together and like, I don't know. But 4 years sound like a long time before it hit you.
I need to hit you faster than that.
You said what?
I needed to hit you faster than that. I don't need it to hit you in 6 months, but I needed to hit you in that though.
I think that a lot of people, when there's not much stock taken into like marriage being a sacred covenant thing, if you're already sleeping together, if you're already living together, if you already share your whole everything together, then like why even bother get married? What is it but a title? So I think that so many people, they're like, oh yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I guess we could, you know, make it official or whatever. It doesn't register as being something that they're actually trying to pursue if you're already getting the benefits of marriage without the title and everything. So it's not surprising that he was like, oh yeah, I guess I should lock it down, huh? Yeah. Because he, in his mind, he already got it locked down just without the title.
Yeah. The other couple we haven't talked about yet, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Surgery.
Yeah, I didn't know how to pronounce it.
And Aisha.
Yeah. I
thought they were cute. They met in a barbecue. I thought this was hilarious. She was like, "Oh, I like your shirt." And she was like, "Oh, you like the shirt? 1 second. Let me go take the shirt off my back, fold it up nicely, and put on a different shirt." I'm like, "Is that what lesbian love is like?" I ain't never heard of a man doing nothing like that.
Okay.
Don't get none of that.
You like the shirt? I'm gonna take it off my back. I think I got an extra in the car. You go ahead and keep that for keepsake, baby girl.
That's a serious game right there.
I like how she said, like I would never intentionally like hurt her or say things that would hurt her. That was that episode, right?
Yeah, it was. You're right. Yeah, she said that.
Because I was looking like, and I think that a lot of times, I think a lot of times in relationships, people don't fight fair, right? And so you just allow just anything to come out, and it's like it takes a lot for you to be able to control your tongue and to not intentionally say something that will hurt somebody, because you never know, like you might not be able to take that back. You know what I mean? People fail to realize like words hurt. I tell any guy that I talk to me nice. If you don't, even if it's like a playing thing, like I don't even like you to play and say mean things or whatever. But that's just me.
I think something that was brought up with that couple was not wanting to bring things up because they didn't want to have an argument about something. And I think it's important, like you don't got to be nasty with it, you don't got to call anybody out their name, but you should definitely be able to communicate, like, and not just bury things under the rug. So that's why I don't remember her name, maybe it was Aisha
is the one who said like you bring them up because you love me. Right,
exactly. And the understanding that, look, it's not going to be an all-out brawl out because we love each other. Like we can talk about this, we can have these conversations, because at the end of the day we know that the glue that's holding us together is love, and there's nothing that we can do or say that's going to have us not be able to come back from it. And I think a lot of couples miss out on that, and that's when resentment starts to creep in, because somebody's suppressing all of these things because they don't want to rock the boat and they don't want to upset or offend. Meanwhile, you just over here drinking the poison all on your own without communicating.
Yeah, definitely communicate. But I think, like you said, you can communicate without using hateful wording.
And the blessing for them is like they looked so in love, like they were like all googly eyed and like
they were 2 years young too.
Be googly eyed.
Yeah. They'd only been in a relationship for 2 years, and their haircuts were amazing. I was like, yes.
Oh yeah, they look great.
Stone faced. I don't googly eyed. I wish I was, but
one day it's gonna happen, and you just ain't even gonna know what hit you. You just be like, oh my gosh, I'm over here googly eyed, y'all. What's going on?
I don't think so. Have you seen it?
It's gonna happen one of these days. Alyssa just gonna be over there just looking at him like.
I got a picture of that, unfortunately.
And unfortunately, somebody called me on my birthday.
Oh, it's always the birthday. No.
Like strategically, you see, I remember.
Yeah.
4 guys from the past hit me up on my birthday.
Yep. Shoot, I've already been contemplating talking to this guy on the day after his birthday. I had planned it out. I'm not gonna do it, but literally in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm gonna text him the day after his birthday, and this is what I'm gonna say. Why are we just calling out names? So the guy, I was literally planning to be like, happy belated birthday. Wanted to make sure I texted you the day after your birthday so as not to accidentally ruin it. Hope you're doing well.
Was that gonna be the whole message?
That's hilarious to plan in advance. Like, let me write this out so I don't. I actually ruined somebody's birthday, so I'm not mad at that.
Was I there for that?
You were there for that.
I thought so.
I had no plans on ruining someone's birthday. So
I felt so bad too.
Yikes.
I feel bad too, but I'm like, it's not. You brought this upon yourself. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
No, I mean, it's really hard. Like, the same situation. If you're not actively talking to someone, like, it's really hard to try to like navigate people's emotions. And it happened to be that person's birthday, and that was unfortunate. But it's really hard to try to like tiptoe, and we weren't talking. So
yikes.
That hurt.
Wait, were you showed up at the birthday place?
No, They showed up where we were, where me and Alyssa were.
Oh.
They showed up, and that's how their feelings
You
got
walk
hurt.
over to the table?
No, like we were like communicating again. That's why I said wait till after their birthday. We were cool. We just weren't talking like that. Like we weren't actively dating each other anymore. We were cool. So they knew where I was. They're like, oh, what y'all doing? This is what we doing. And I'm still doing it because I'm still single. And they got mad. And I was like, it was nothing like, I might have been a little trash, but like for me, it was like, I don't know. I just felt like that person was, I don't know where to stop the story.
Just stop.
Let's all stop and admire Alyssa's eyebrows.
Listen, stop me, please.
You're just like,
Because you know the details. I'm like, I don't know how far to take that.
you see me, I'm just shaking my head and you still going. Rabbit hole, you just and going. And I'm like, don't do it.
No, I brought it up when, like, you know, we brought it up on another podcast too.
Yeah. This season too.
This season, it was recent. It was the same. It's the same situation.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But no, he texted me the day before, happy early birthday, after he was already blocked.
Yeah, how did he get unblocked?
He messaged me on Facebook and was like, I never used his number because we used to always just text on Facebook. So I never really had his number to even block him. So when I blocked him on Facebook, because he has an Android, so it was just easier for us to communicate through Facebook because we would video chat there. We would send like memes and stuff there. It just was easier. So, yeah. So when his grandma died, he found out he was blocked on Facebook and texted me and was like, hey, I found out I was blocked on Facebook, but I wanted to talk to you. My grandma died. And I was like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for your loss, but I blocked you for a reason.
So how did he get unblocked again?
No, he messaged me. I never blocked him after that. He was like, okay, I'll never contact you again. I was like, okay. And so I didn't block him through text. And so he texted me, happy early birthday.
Did you text him back?
I was like, who is this? He was like, I would like to see you, take you out for your birthday. Absolutely.
Ah! I was trying to throw something.
I was like, absolutely not. It's not going to work out. You're very.
No, he gets blocked again and you don't even need to respond. Just no. Oh my freaking God.
Message me. Y'all remember Professor?
Oh.
His birthday is 3 days after mine. So his birthday is tomorrow. And he was like, I would like to go out with you and like we can celebrate our birthdays together, shots and kisses. And I was like, no. No. Yeah, so
anyway.
Wow. Now it's time for our topic of the day. All right, LoveBirds, Issa Rae, interracial dating, movie, thoughts. Let me hear. Why are you hiding behind your mic?
First of all, we just gonna go ahead and preface this with Issa, girl, I love you. And I just want to be near you. I want to be in your presence. I want to be you when I grow up. I want to be you when I grow up, girl. Like, we were meant to be BFFs.
You're groupie. You're groupie.
Listen, I'm a fangirl. I love you, Issa. You're the best thing since sliced bread. I was repping Awkward Black Girl back when it was barely even a thing. I even like sponsored y'all. I like bought one of y'all's like bracelets from Korea. That's how much of a fan.
Okay,
I watched your journey, girl.
I was from Awkward Black Girl too. All right.
Okay.
All
Okay,
Right.
okay. So Marvelyn, so what do you think about LoveBirds?
I just want you to know my loyalty. That's all. I just want you to know. Okay, so the movie is very quirky, and I love quirky. Okay, so I'm here for a comedy. See, that's the thing. I want to stress that this is a comedy, quirky. I also love the Pakistani actor Kamel. Love him. So yeah, I thought it was cute. Um, it was a little weird, not gonna lie, a little weird at times. Like the plot twist and everything, and then like near the end, it got real dark. Oh, by the way, if you have not seen The Lovebirds, I would suggest you pause this episode and go check it out so you can know what we're talking about. But
And
if you
it's on
don't
Netflix,
care,
so go ahead.
yeah, it's on Netflix. If you don't care, spoiler alert, we're going to be talking about the film and giving away parts of the film. So let's talk about the fact that they were an interracial couple. I don't think that they really like went into detail of like, oh, these are the struggles that Black people face, and these are the struggles that Pakistani people face. Like they didn't make it a thing. It was just like, we're two people, we have fun together, we like each other, we go together. And so that was shown at the beginning of the movie. And then it showed the regular stuff that couples go through. Like, look, I don't think that we're on the same page. Like, you know, I want this and you want that. We want to be on The Amazing Race. I don't think that we could make it. So yeah, it just addressed the fact that couples be going through stuff. I think I would have liked to have seen them maybe kind of just talk about the dynamic of the two, you know, races coming together. Maybe just a little something would have been nice. But for
Example of what you would have liked to see?
I'm not gonna rewrite Sis's whole movie because yeah, no, it's beautiful.
No, I was just saying like an.
No, I
maybe,
mean like,
maybe like family dynamics or like
yeah,
Okay.
family, yeah,
So
family,
highlighting
definitely.
that interracial couples face, and then like, yeah, no, is that what you're referring
I
to?
didn't quite hear what you said. Sorry.
So like highlighting the issues that interracial couples face.
Yeah, I know that there wasn't much time for that because the whole plot was we're escaping from cops and we're trying to like figure out the mystery before we get
thrown in there somewhere. Like
it definitely could have.
or like little subtle stuff like people staring at them weird because they're an interracial couple, like when they walked into like the diner, for example, or like just little stuff.
Right.
But I don't think they. I don't think.
raining.
What'd you say?
It started raining. You know, Black girls hate rain, regardless of how our hair look. We ain't about to be standing out in the rain. So like,
right.
You know,
like, yeah. Sorry. I was going to say, I also don't feel like we always have to address it. I feel like the goal is to normalize this. And I think that that's her goal. Like in the photograph too, it's just to normalize like people doing well, Black people doing well, Pakistani people doing well. Like, and just to not have it be like, yo, we always got to talk about, you know, how hard it is to be a person of color here in America and how we make it work as an interracial couple. So I think that's the goal that Issa and her team are trying to do with all of their films. So yeah, just to normalize relationships and just tell a regular story without it having to be a thing. So I'm fine that it wasn't talked about. It would have been cool just to see what her choice would have been. But I'm fine without it. But overall, the movie, it took a lot of like twists and turns that I was just like, this is so random. The orgies, the whole orgy party, what the heck?
Leave something for us to say, Marvelyn. Dang.
You're right. I've been talking for half an hour. So I'm gonna let y'all take it from here.
She's trying to do a monologue so Issa Rae can hear it.
You said what?
She's trying to do a monologue so Issa Rae can hear it.
Yeah,
no, I did my monologue already. Anyway, okay, Star, you go ahead, take it from there, from wherever you.
So I laughed a lot, not like hysterical laughing, but I found like because David kind of watched it with me, but I laughed a lot. I didn't necessarily know what was going on all the time, but they were like when they kept rolling over the guy.
That was slapstick.
But I'm laughing because they kept doing
favorite kind of comedy. That is my favorite kind.
That's
so I felt so bad for laughing because they kept going back and forth over that man's body. And it was so funny to me, but I was like, oh, the first couple times I was like, but after that, I'm like, y'all are just ridiculous at this point. So I was laughing at that. I thought it was funny. It wasn't really like, it all felt like a sketch. You know what I'm saying? You know how like sketch comedy is like
a never-ending sketch?
Huh?
Like a never-ending sketch?
Yeah, it didn't really feel like it felt like the whole point was for it to just be for you to get a chuckle out of it. It didn't feel like there was like any like the storyline was like why are they being chased? This is dumb. But you already know that whatever the outcome is going to be like it's not, I wasn't super invested in the outcome, but of course I watched the whole thing to get to the outcome. But I felt like the little silly jokes along the way was the whole point, because like even at the end it was like, oh, okay. She talked about an orgy in the beginning. Now they're looking at an orgy. I thought that part was hilarious. They were like, unmask yourself. And they were like, that was hilarious. So I'm like, girl, you gotta look, you see what everybody else do first. You don't.
Hey.
So I thought that was weird. I mean, all of it was weird, even at the point where they were about to get killed at the end. The guy in the car with the actual killer. And it was just all like, I think it was like I wasn't invested in the story. I think that's what it was. Like I did not enjoy it the same way I did not enjoy the photograph. I did not enjoy it. What'd you say?
No, I was just clarifying that she didn't not enjoy it. Is what I'm letting the people know.
I didn't not enjoy it. Like it wasn't like I wasn't like, oh, this is a bad. I was like, maybe it was a bad movie, but it wasn't a bad time, if that made sense. Like, it wasn't a bad time. It was like, I got some laughs out of that. But I didn't really feel like that took away anything from the story that would have been like, oh, yeah, that was some good storytelling. That was...
So did it have more, like, you said the photograph was boring. Did it have more twists and turns for you then?
Well, yeah, it had twists and turns. Like I said, it had funny moments. Like the photograph. I mean, that's what we were saying about the photograph in general. It wasn't a rom-com. It was just a rom. but it wasn't a rom-com. So it wasn't.
The brother was funny.
No. There was nothing funny about the photograph. There was nothing funny. Like there was nothing.
Funny.
What?
The brother, when he was making jokes and stuff, it was funny.
None of his jokes actually made me laugh. Like he was supposed to be comedic relief, but he wasn't really like. It wasn't really funny. Like it was nothing that really, and he wasn't even in it that much. But that wasn't a rom-com. So even though so I know we talked about like there's Black people, we always have to have drama. It doesn't even necessarily have to be drama for it to be entertaining. Like, you can still have if it was a comedy to it, then maybe it not having super toxic drama would have made it still would have been entertaining, but it wasn't funny. Like this movie wasn't super drama filled as far as their relationship was pretty, they didn't really have a great relationship until the end. Like they were arguing almost from the first 2 minutes of the movie. They were arguing. He was boring and conservative. She was like, oh, I want to be wild and I want to have an orgy, and they ended up breaking up. This is one thing that I thought was weird too, was they broke up in the car, but they never ever, this all happened over a day or two, maybe a day. They never actually left each other's presence, but they were telling people oh yes, we broke up, so this is kind of awkward. And she changed clothes, let me turn away. Y'all been broken up for 2 hours and y'all literally haven't left each other's presence since y'all broke up. So the fact that y'all are making it a deal that y'all broke up right now is shut up and change your clothes.
It's a mental choice. It's mentally we are broken up, so that's just what it is.
Let us live first, and then we can talk about the state of our relationship. This is not the time to be talking about, oh, we broke up, so let me turn around.
Sometimes people be desperate times call for desperate measures. It's no, I want you out of my life ASAP right now. I don't care if we're still fighting for our life.
Period. But I think what it did was, sorry, I'm eating fries. I'm hungry.
We see.
I mean,
I'm jealous because I'm hungry.
You see me, then I'm just, I think what it did though, the bickering, Star, you were talking about the bickering, it highlighted that you can have differences and still like love one another and still like be in a relationship. And it doesn't have to be a relationship where y'all don't have like difficulties or differences or whatever.
Yeah, they just didn't seem like they just seemed like good old buddies to be the whole time. But I didn't really get like.
That was too much big one for you. You'd have been like, nah, big dog.
No, I'm just saying, like, even the chemistry was just like we're buddies and we get on each other's nerves.
I think that's cute, though.
Yeah, I want to be your buddy and get on your nerves.
Yeah.
But then, okay, all right, okay, y'all.
But you have a buddy, and y'all be getting on each other's nerves sometimes.
I know, but it's not like that. They had no romance in it. Like it's like me and you.
There was romance in the beginning.
They made out in the first scene. That was it.
I said they had a bromance.
No, they kissed. It was cute. Wasn't it also in a booth? Anyway.
It was weird.
One thing that I think that was, it might have been, I could be reaching, but I thought it was a race thing, was how jealous he was about the black guy that they were friends with.
You're right.
And like, he felt like, like he felt insecure around him and like that's what she really liked him. But I was thinking like maybe because he was like a typical like attractive black guy who was also smart, and so maybe it made him feel like, yeah, that's what you really want. I thought that was one thing that felt like it was like interracial related.
That's true. You're right.
Or maybe it was just a guy friend that he knew like was interested in Issa, not necessarily because of race.
But he didn't seem like he was interested in her.
Yeah.
No, because he was the one who told her like, oh yeah, she talks about you all the time. Yeah. But he was jealous because he was funny and all this kind of stuff.
He was not funny. Didn't
he like he steals all of his jokes from
Pat Williams jokes or something? He was into himself. He was not interested in Issa. He was interested.
He was not. There was nothing that said that he was interested in Issa or that she was interested in him either.
Yeah, it was just. But I think that's a good point, though. Like, yeah, dealing with men and their insecurities. I mean, we all know that men can be jealous and what have you. But I'm curious to know if the director instructed him on the route of like, this is who she should be with, or, who she probably wants to be with because he's a black man that is, X, Y, and Z. And I am not those things. So I'm curious to know if they were given the direction to play up the race part of it, or at least think about it in between the lines.
I think it was supposed to be subtle.
Yeah.
So I wasn't supposed to be like this explicit because he's black, okay? Because you're like those black men over there. They never actually said that. You just kind of felt that energy.
So you are right. I'm glad that you brought that up, that they did talk about it to some degree, even though it was in the background. Mm-hmm. I think it was done. It was well done.
It was one of their early arguments, though, before they participated in the murder. It escalated really quickly.
Everything. You know what's so funny? When this movie came out, when the previews came out, it was around the same time that Queen and Slim was coming out. And I was like, so is this the comedy version of Queen and Slim? Y'all know the movie where it's like a drama and the two black couples are like, they shot the cop and they were like on the run from shooting the cop. So they were actually guilty and were running. But then this movie came out, I was like,
were they guilty though?
I didn't watch it.
If this were a regular situation and he was not a cop, it would have clearly been self-defense.
I mean, it was definitely self-defense, but I'm just saying, like, guilty as in, like, they killed him is what I meant. So, sorry, you're right. That's the wrong terminology to use. They were guilty of killing him.
Cops kill and they don't be guilty.
Exactly. You're sure right about that.
Exactly. Just like they killed Breonna Taylor.
And just like how voting while black, hello, I know y'all see this shirt. Vote. Anyway.
Yeah, I know y'all see this.
So yes.
Yeah, that's all I got from that. It was cute, but it wasn't that cute.
Wow.
It wasn't bad. I'm just saying, like, it wasn't like, oh, it wasn't like meant to give us the real, they're such a cute couple. They were big fans. I said it's cute, but it wasn't that cute. Like, it was cute, like, it's like, oh, this is funny and, and quirky. Like, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't like cute from the standpoint of like, you watch rom-coms, you're like, oh, they're so cute. It wasn't like that. They were like, okay. All right, bud.
I don't think that was cute at all. It might just be because of my stance on interracial relationships. So
think it was just cute. It was cute for what it was, for being a realistic, I guess more realistic. I mean, even though it was outlandish, as far as the dynamics of the couple, like, I think it showed a more realistic view of what couples actually go through as far as their relationship. Alyssa, what are your thoughts on the movie?
I just gave them. I've been giving them the whole time. All right. So, thumbs up or thumbs down for the LoveBirds?
Girl, you know that thumb was supposed to be down because you gave a harsh review out of all of us. Yes.
Split it. She not gonna put her thumb down because it's Issa.
Listen, no. Cute movie. It was weird and quirky, and I like weird and quirky. I just, you know, as far as being like a rom-com, a traditional rom-com, no, it was not a traditional rom-com, but it was, okay, I'll give it this. I'm not going to give it this. I'm going to give it this.
It highlighted normalcy in relationships.
Yes.
To whereas it wasn't Black struggle love.
Exactly. They were struggling to stay alive.
I wish they were a little bit happier.
I mean,
a little bit. Why can't this Black woman be happy? Why she gotta settle for a boring man? And she wants a spice in her life.
I want a boring man. I want him to be boring.
He wasn't boring in the end.
You said what?
He wasn't boring in the end. He shot a whole man.
You know what's funny? Because I told David, I was like, I thought the twist was gonna be that she kept calling him boring, and so he planned this whole thing as like a setup for like, you know, like, see, I told you I could be adventurous. Like, he like staged crazy thing. That's what I thought, but I was like, oh wait, okay, so this is real. All right.
Outlandish and real.
He was like, see, I told you, I'm cool, I'm fun, I'm hip, I can keep it exciting, baby. I thought that's what was gonna happen at the end. Oh God! Especially after the police were like, "Oh, you're not in trouble, okay." And I was like, "All right, they were gonna call like, oh, okay, well that worked out." I thought he was like, "Gotcha," but then they were about to kill it for real. I was like,
I'm hip.
I'm hip. I'm cool. I can keep it exciting. I can keep the fire burning.
Gangsta.
That police scene where they were confessing all of the things was hilarious. It was so uncomfortable and hilarious. I was like, shut up. What are you doing? Shut up.
I was also laughing really, really loudly at the scene after the guy ran out of the car after he killed the guy, and the white girl was like, not because you're Black and people, not because they're people of color, but just because they happen to actually be. That was funny.
So it did address some things, like you said, Marvy. You said it didn't address certain things, but it did.
Yeah, it didn't address the interracial struggles, but they did talk about race struggles.
Yes, they did, because then they said like, oh, why don't we go to the police? So we're like, well, you have a Black and a brown person, like, what is going to the police? And so that's real too. But it wasn't about them, like, they were kind of equalizing the struggle between just people of color. It was more like a people of color struggle than it was like differences.
Yeah.
But right. It was cute. Like I said, I chuckled a few times.
Y'all gotta admit them.
I'll do like this with Marv. Like I said, I chuckled a few times.
It was outlandish.
All right. Last questions, comments, concerns on the LoveBird or our whole show in general?
I'm good, Shani.
Marvy, you're gonna have to share with us that knowledge that you spit on old boy next show.
Yeah, we'll actually do an interracial. Maybe we'll do a white and Black interracial episode. And if you have ever been in a Black and white interracial relationship, we would love to hear from you. Please drop some notes below in the comment section or hit us up on Instagram. You could slide in the DMs and just be like, hey, this is this experience. You could be like, this was crazy. Or you could be like, no, it was beautiful. And he's my white king. I can't even say it. It started to come out and I almost wrong. Sorry. Anyway, yeah. So
that's terrible. You're awful.
No. I'm sorry because like I don't like putting white king together. That's the part. I have no problem with interracial dating. I just the white can't. I don't like.
I would say I wouldn't limit to like just white and black. I think your experience is white and black, but there are like tough experiences with like black and other races too. Like there's still a lot of racism in other communities when it comes to black people. And you know, just differences and cultural differences. So like as far as listeners, if you have interracial experiences, we'll specifically be talking about black and white from our experiences though, because I think that's the majority of our experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit us up. Let us know what your thoughts are on interracial dating, and we'll be talking about that next week.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you. Oh, wait, one more thing before we go. I just have to do a very special shout out because recently it was Alyssa's birthday and Star's birthday is coming up. So I want to say happy birthday to two of my favorite people in the world. I love you guys. You guys have made such a huge impact on my life. Thank you for even inviting me to be on the show with you guys. I value you all so much and everything that you bring to the table as two amazingly strong, independent Black women that's out here like just killing the game. I'm so proud of you guys, and may God continue to bless and keep you on your journey as you keep excelling and winning. In Jesus' name, love y'all. Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
I was studying. I'm like, is there another podcast for my birthday? I couldn't figure it out. I was like, is it?
I think it is. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. But anyways, thank you, girl.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, thugs don't cry tears, but if I did.
That thug tear was hilarious. But
we saw Alyssa cry a thug tear, y'all.
Bleach Barbie, you missed it.
I did. But I saw the aftermath.
You know how it be.
That's literally what she did for all of our YouTube viewers. You just saw.
You know, let's go.
The itchy eye. Just like, oh man, you know. So join us next week. Thug tears, white fears. What? I don't know.
What? Bye. Bye.
Big brown girl.
Ow!
Thug tears, white fears.